So welcome everybody to our webinar about hydrogen in south of France. So we will present you the market in the southern France, and yeah, I wish you an interesting webinar. And I think Katharina,
I wanted to thank all the attendees and our speakers today. France is investing 7.2 billion euros in hydrogen to become a world leader by 2030. The Région Sud is intending to be a key player as well in the development of hydrogen and is investing. That's why we are organizing this webinar today. It's a webinar co-organized by Enterprise Europe Network and H2 Global. So I let Sabrina Rodriguez from Zenith present you Enterprise Europe Network.
Yes, hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Sabrina Rodriguez. Thank you, Katharina. Together with my colleague Lise Hohenstadt, who started the webinar, we work at Zenith, North Rhine-Westphalia. And so we are the North Rhine-Westphalian side of the organizers of these activities, the webinar and the company mission. And we are working together within the framework of Enterprise Europe Network. And can you change the slide, Katharina? Yes. Within Enterprise Europe Network, this is the world's largest support network for businesses, but also research institutes and universities who have international ambitions. The network was established in 2008 by the European Commission, and we have now about 600 partner organizations in more than 60 countries. So together with these network partners in all the regions of Europe and even beyond, we provide, for example, international partnerships. We do that via a database, via matchmaking events or company missions, like the one that we will be discussing today. The idea is to connect companies and researchers across the borders. We also provide funding support. Our services are always tailored to the client's needs. The client, company, or the researcher inform us about their interests, and we check what can we do regarding funding programs on EU or national level, or is innovation support of importance. We have a focus on sustainability, digitalization, resilience, and always work on the most topical questions, right? For example, also right now, there are, of course, all the topics regarding the climate change mitigation, or we have topics for supply chain problems. So if you are interested, the French participants can always contact Katharina Koch of the partner in the south of France at Rising Sud, and the North Rhine-Westphalian companies can contact my colleague Lise Hohenstadt or myself. We at Zenith are the consortium leader here in North Rhine-Westphalia, and Katharina Koch is at Rising Sud in south of France, and she will talk a bit about the company mission now.
Many thanks, Sabrina. And now we'll talk about H2 Global. Raphaël Rinaldi from the cluster CapEnergies, which is based in Aix-en-Provence, will say a word. Raphaël.
Thank you, Katharina. Good morning, everyone. Can you go to the next slide, please?
Yes, sure. I'm sorry,
Don't worry.
Some trouble.
So just to give you an overview of H2 Global, COSME is a program to enhance cooperation between small and medium enterprises. And CapEnergies is engaged in this project, which started in last September 2021. And it's a consortium of 5 strategic clusters in Europe. So CapEnergies is the French cluster. This is why we are talking today, because we are co-organizer of this webinar, and this we will introduce the ecosystem of hydrogen in France, in south of France. And so we are partnering with the Foundation for the Development of New Hydrogen Technologies in Aragon, in Spain, the Cluster ER in Italy, in Emilia-Romagna, the Energy and Sustainable Development Cluster. Energy in Portugal is another cluster of competitiveness and technology, and the cluster of hydrogen technologies in Poland, the cluster from the regional Pomeranian Chamber of Commerce. So this is the consortium, and the idea is to create a European strategic cluster partnership to focus on internationalization tailored to support and promote hydrogen-related companies, technologies, and services. So how we do it, we will try to intensify cluster and business network collaboration. And this is why, as a first step, we try to organize workshops in the different countries from those 5 clusters. And that's why we try to establish this partnership also with the EEN for this workshop to promote the pan-European strategic cluster partnerships and to prepare for an internationalization strategy. So internationalization outside Europe, we decided to focus on 4 strategic countries outside Europe. So Brazil, Chile, Morocco, and South Korea. So to do that, first we will try, we have already started by to evaluate the needs from our members, from the clusters, and from stakeholders in Europe. So the idea of this workshop is to really understand what are the forces, the weaknesses, but also the strong points from our ecosystems to prepare for an internationalization. Next year, we will organize missions outside Europe. But today, this year, we try to organize different workshops within Europe. And that's why we are a partner of this mission in south of France. Thank you.
Thank you, Raphael. I just wanted to say that all the speakers that you'll meet today and the projects we are commenting, you will have the opportunity to know more about them during the trip we are organizing from 9th to 11th of May. This is a trip that we will present at the end of the webinar. And before to go deep dive into the strategy and ecosystem of the French Région Sud on hydrogen, I just wanted to comment that, well, in Germany, you have lenders. In France, we have regions. And the Région Sud is southeast of France. The biggest cities are Marseille, Nice, and Toulon. So what we are talking about right now are the projects that are on this territory. So now I'd like to have Guillaume Cervera speak about the strategy and ecosystem of the French Région Sud. Guillaume, that's your turn.
Can you see my screen? Yes, sorry. Okay, so my name is Guillaume Cervera and I'm hydrogen project engineer at CapEnergies cluster. I'm going to briefly introduce CapEnergies cluster, but before that, I'm going to give a look to the regional strategy for hydrogen development. And in the second part of the presentation, we are going to explore the value chain of hydrogen local companies, companies that you may meet if you come visit us in Aix-en-Provence on the 9th and 10th of May. So the regional roadmap on hydrogen has been approved in December 2020, and it shows 4 priorities and few objectives over 2 horizons of time, 2027 and second step in 2032. The first priority is to foster the decarbonization of transport sector through the use of hydrogen whenever it is relevant. That is for heavy duty vehicles such as trucks, buses, etc. And due to its seafront, the region focuses also on the development of maritime vessels We expect 9 vessels in operation, for example, as a target in 2027. To meet the objective, the region is supporting local H2 ecosystems that we can call H2 valleys, with local production and consumption of hydrogen for mobility. The priority number 2 is the decarbonization of industry with hydrogen. Specifically in Marseille area, there is at this time a massive consumption of gray H2 for refineries and chemical industry that need to be switched to green hydrogen. And the target is industrial consumption of green hydrogen in industry is to be 25,000 tons of green hydrogen in 2027. The third priority is of course, the production of low carbon and renewable hydrogen to meet this local demand. And the last priority is the structuration of local value chain and the support to research and education in the field of hydrogen. From now and until 2027, Région Sud will foster the development of local hydrogen valleys. There are actually 6 project valley hydrogen in development in the region. And Région Sud will also support the first use of green hydrogen for industrial application. In 2027, the region expects 28,000 tons of green hydrogen production and consumption. The implementation of the roadmap results in an additional cost of about 500 million euro, and the region is going to inject about 10% of this additional cost to support the development of hydrogen production, the distribution of hydrogen, and the development of H2 vehicles. After that, we expect a massification of the production for industrial application with an increased need for transport and storage, storage infrastructure to reach a potential of 82,000 tons. But the more recent estimation of the market of green hydrogen in Marseille industrial area shows a potential of more than 100,000 tons at this origin. So now, let's see the regional ecosystem of hydrogen companies that you may meet in the region. First, I will say a few words about CapEnergies. CapEnergies is a French cluster based in southeast of France, bringing together more than 500 actors of the energy transition sector. This professional network is composed of SMEs, major energy companies, labs, university, local authorities, and public financing bodies. We operate over Région Sud, Corsica region, Principality of Monaco, and 2 overseas French islands, Guadeloupe and Île de la Réunion. Our mission is to foster the creation of innovative projects, helping project holders to find partners and financing solutions. Since the creation of CapEnergies in 2005, we have supported more than 700 projects, and about 400 of them obtained public financial support, representing €500,000 of public funding. And we are also involved in 4 European projects, and one of them have been presented by Raphael right before me. So our network is positioned over all the low carbon energy sector, from energy production to decarbonization of transport, industry, buildings, etc. But we undertake more specific action in few key sectors in which our members are particularly dynamic. And these sectors are hydrogen, of course, but also solar, bioenergy, smart energy systems, digitalization of energy, and low carbon transport. So now we are going to focus on hydrogen sector. Since 2016, 45 projects have emerged, and these projects are either research and development projects or project of production units. And together, they have raised more than 30 million euro of public fundings for a global investment of more than 150 million euro. So this is the local value chain of hydrogen. I've splitted the value chain into two types of actors. In the upper part, you can see the technology providers, and in the lower part, the operators. And so the value chain is splitted into production, storage, transport, and distribution, and use. I propose to now have a close look to the technology providers, because so the upper part of the slide, because I think that's the company that you may meet if you come to Aix-en-Provence in May. So over the production sector, we have two startups specialized in H2 production by methane cracking. So it's the production of zero emission hydrogen by cracking CH4 molecule and with production of solid carbon. So the first startup is called Planesis, and it's developing a process of methane cracking with alternative current three-phase plasma torch. And the second startup is called Sakowin, and it's also developing a process for CH4 cracking, but this time with a microwave low energy plasma. We also, one of the specificity of the region, and I will come to that after, it's the existence of salt cavern for underground natural gas storage with the possibility of repurpose for hydrogen storage. So we naturally have local company specialists of underground storage. This is the case for Flodim. Flodim is specialized in measures and service for underground gas storage cavern, and it is developing tools to accelerate the commissioning of salt cavern for H2 storage. IC Labs is also a startup. It's developing a non-organic liquid carrier for H2, which is stable and safe, with no energy needed to release H2. It is a non-organic molecule, as it says in the title, and it can use, the advantage is that it can use conventional infrastructure to transport the medium. For sensor, we have two, probably more than two, but two companies which are developing special products for the H2 market. CMR Group, which is developing a sensor for measuring the mixture ratio between H2 and natural gas when it comes to injection of hydrogen into the natural gas infrastructure. And AP2E, which develop gas analyzers for specific application involving H2. We have a pool of companies historically established in the gas sector, which are investigating the H2 market as a way to develop their company. So quickly, we have the company called Alcris, which develop a plug-and-play high-pressure hydrogen regulation system. Onis, who developed and build and sell quick-action line blind for isolation of pipes, process pipes. Companies developing isolation ball valves, CERN ball valves and SRI. And Vegatech develops high purity piping for special custom equipment. We have over the H2 use part of the value chain. Now we have the company called Elion, which is a company by Alstom, design, manufactures, and commercialize PEM fuel cell stacks, and also fully integrated hydrogen systems with a range from kilowatt to megawatts. On this part of the value chain, but I will not go deep into this presentation because right after my speech, one of the representatives from Energia is going to present the company, but Energia is a micro turbo machinery specialist, develops organic ranking cycle machine, but it also develops air supply compressor for fuel cell systems, but you will have a more detailed presentation right after mine. Now for road application, we have the company Green GT, which are designing and implementing an electric hydrogen powertrain into a truck. The truck has been revealed just last week in Toulon, and now it is in a phase of industrialization. We have also companies working in the maritime application. Innova Yacht is developing an hydrogen-powered yacht, and Neptec is developing an H2 passenger sea shuttle. And in industry, we have, for example, a company called Fifth Pillar, which designs and manufactures high-efficiency, low-NOx industrial burner, and it is developing also a low-NOx hydrogen burner for industrial applications. Now, we also have labs, university, and training centers. I will not give a very precise presentation, but just to have in mind that we have in Marseille, Aix-Marseille University, few labs working on hydrogen, specifically in the photoelectrolysis process, hydrogen biostack, catalyst for H2 production, and also working on membrane for H2 filtration. We have a lab in the region near Nice, Percé, which are working on electrolyzer and plasma decomposition of methane. We also have, of course, CEA in Cadarache. The CEA is working on high temperature electrolysis, as you may know, and the French National Fire Officer Academy, NSOSP, which is based in Aix-en-Provence. This is the national school, and it has training platform for hydrogen events. Let's see, and the fire brigades training on this platform. So with real hydrogen fire, vehicle hydrogen with some event to mitigate. And this last slide, I will not deepen in, but this is all the specificities and potential of hydrogen in the Région Sud. I will certainly have the occasion to explain it in details when you come visit us in Aix-en-Provence on the 9th and 10th of May. But I'm open if you have questions about that and about the regional value chain. I'm finished with the presentation, Katrina.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Guillaume, for this very interesting presentation. I think we had a nice overview of the ecosystem in Région Sud. Do we have somebody from Energia today to speak about its activities?
Yes, Didier speaking. I can present my slide. Okay.
Thank you, Didier.
Okay. Do you see my slide?
Not yet.
go back to Zoom again. How's now?
Yes.
Yes, we see it now.
Okay,
if
let me go full screen. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay, a quick introduction about Energia before we meet. First of all, we're based in Marseille. We are a startup scale-up company, about 60 people, and we listed on Euronext. The company is existing since 12 years now, and the first product you see on the bottom left, this is the ORC equipment, which turn waste heat into electricity. We've been, let's say, designing and selling those equipment on market since over 10 years now. And we sold them in 27 countries worldwide. So our equipment are also in Asia, in America, and so on. So we fully recognize globally on this technology. And we are using micro turbine for this technology, which make us going to the right-hand side, which is the compressor turbo machinery, which we have developed since 3 years for the fuel cell activities H2. Capacity on turbo compressor is to go from, let's say, a power of 10 kilowatts to 500 kilowatt with one unit. So we have, let's say, the uniqueness to go to a large size in terms of fuel cell power coverage. In terms of market, on the top, you have the ORC let's say, market. So this is addressing the biomass, the biogas, industry, transportation, geothermal, let's say, activities. And also we can see fuel cell. Will touch base a little bit about that in a moment. On the bottom side, our compressor it's targeted for stationary heavy mobility first, but ultimately we want to go into the light mobility due to the uniqueness of our light product, which we will present on face-to-face. I'm gonna skip few slides, guys, for the sake of time. So VORC, as mentioned, first product. This is a product covering from a 10 to 180 kilowatt electric power, so rather on the low side. And this is not volumetric, let's say technology. Then on the H2 activities, VORC also can be utilized for electrolyzer units, as well as stationary or maritime large size fuel cell. The advantage of that is, of course, gaining on efficiency, which we evaluate from 10 to 15%, and eventually avoid some external cooling system, which can be provided by the ORC system. That's all for me. If you have any questions, I will be delighted to answer those on face-to-face.
Many thanks, Didier. And also, if you want to ask questions now, you can put them on the chat and we'll answer them at the end of this webinar. Just before that, we'll have Nathalie Wayon, who's working at Rising Sud, who'll speak about the support we give to international companies willing to do business in Région Sud. Hello, Nathalie.
Hello, everybody. I'm just looking for my presentation that I do not see. I'm so sorry.
Do you want me to share it, Nathalie?
Yeah, if you don't mind, because in a few minutes before.
Sure.
Thank you very much. Just thank you, Katerina. Just to give you, first of all, I'm Nathalie, so I'm in charge of renewables energy in Rising Sud. Rising Sud, in a few words, is the Regional Economic Development Agency. We aim at mainly two missions. The first mission is to accompany, to support the development, the economic development of regional companies, locally and internationally, and then to accompany also the economic development of regional territories in 8 key sectors, such as renewables energies and hydrogen, for sure. So within the company, I'm in charge of a very transverse mission in renewables energies. So here is at a glance the key points of the public services we have designed and customized to help and to support your implementation, your installation in South region, in Région Sud. First of all, to set up, we will take care and we will support you in finding the qualified real estate, the qualified site you're looking for your implementation. So for that, we will be backed and we will be supported by regional partners. Then we will connect you to the ecosystem, and Guillaume talked and displayed the very diverse and very rich ecosystem in hydrogen. So we will help you with CapEnergies to be connected with the key players, and then find out what we can combine in terms of financial and public potential public aids at regional and national level. And then we will help you to recruit your human resources, the workforce you need, even if you need a very specific recruitment. And then organize visits, such as in May, next May, organize visit with key player in the region. This is before implementation, before setting up. Once you have created your company in the region, we keep on going to help you, to support you, and to help accelerate, to foster your business here in the region in 3 key sectors: to design a collaborative territorial structure and project in hydrogen, but also in renewable energies. We will help you to deploy devices or tools to increase your business in the region, and then to expand your business in the Mediterranean hub, I would say, as Marseille is a gateway to Mediterranean Sea countries and African Sea. So we will help you connected with the ecosystem and expand your business, for example, in those countries. That's all for me. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Nathalie, and thanks to all our speakers for those very interesting presentations. Before we go to the questions and answers, I'll talk to you about the trip we're organizing in May. So we're organizing a trip from 9th to 11th of May. It's free of charge. It's 3 days trips, 2 days in Région Sud. So you'll have the occasion to visit hydrogen sites during 2 days and meet with the local ecosystem. And then on the 3rd day, we'll travel to Paris to the hydrogen event, which is called Hyvolution. So if we go into more details, so on the Monday 9th, we will be spending the day at the first French Green Tech Technopole, which is called Technopole de l'Arbois. Then we will then present you, give you tips on how to do business in France, refresh your minds about the strategy of Région Sud in terms of hydrogen. Then we'll have individual meetings, which means that before the trip, we'll have a call with each one of you to know what you do, what are your expectations with this trip, and to make sure that you make the right connection, meet the right people during the trip. We'll have networking moments. Basically, lunch and dinners will be a great opportunity to exchange informally with project leaders on hydrogen. On the afternoon, on Monday, we will visit a fuel cells assembly line of Elion, which Guillaume talked earlier. We'll have a presentation of the European project on hydrogen called Calify, which Enosia is part of, and more individual meetings. On the 2nd day, so Tuesday, 10th of May, we will visit at Fos-sur-Mer, which is a harbor next to Marseille, a site called Jupiter Mill, which is the first industrial demonstrator of power-to-gas in France, coordinated by GRT Gaz. And then we have individuals meetings again before going to Paris by train to participate in the major hydrogen event in France, High Evolution, on Wednesday. It will be the occasion also to have one-on-ones with our 6 regional exponents there. Okay, so that's it. If you have questions, please share them on the chat. We'll go there now.
So we had already one question, but I think Guillaume already answered.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Can we read the question?
Can you see it? Do you want to read it?
Yes. So we had a question from Jörg Leischer to Guillaume, which was your focus for industrial hydrogen utilization is exclusively on feedstock, switching from gray to green hydrogen. What about hydrogen for process heating? Guillaume, if you want to comment live so everybody can have the answer to that.
Yeah, the potential is not exclusively, but mainly on feedstock, because we already have hydrogen consumption for refineries. So this is the potential to switch to green hydrogen. For process heating, of course, there is a potential, but it is in competition with electricity for heating. And as I wrote, we also have 3CCGT, so it's a gas turbine in Marseille area. And it might, in the future, in the very long future, switch to H2 or maybe a mix of natural gas and H2. But there is no such project at the moment. It's just a potential.
Okay, thank you, Guillaume. I hope the answer was clear to Jörg and the others. Then we have a question to organizers. Thanks, Jörg, for your question. Have you planned to talk a little bit about clean hydrogen JU calls released lately? Does it ring a bell to one of our speakers?
Yes, Pierre. I don't think it's the agenda of this presentation. Sorry.
Well, just to add something, Guillaume, we haven't planned to. I don't know if the question is related to this webinar or to the workshop. Of course, we could include a short session on the presentation of the call in the agenda of the workshop in May, if we see if there is an interest from several participants. That could be a question to the participants. Of course, we could add a short session on that. It would. That's an option, I think.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Pierre Martin, in charge of business development and innovation within Enodia. You see the presentation made by my colleague Didier just before. And of course, I know that it's the duty of EEN network to find partners for European projects. So that's the reason why I wanted to ask the question. But I think that I understand that it was not part of the agenda for this morning, but it would be a good idea to include this in our discussions during the visit, of course. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for the question. And you are right, it is one of our targets to mediate partners also for research projects. That's why, like Katharina said, we will have a discussion with everyone beforehand who will come to south of France, and we will ask them about their interests, and then we will really have a targeted search. I mean, Rising Sud will do that, and the CapEnergies people, to find exactly the right counterparts for everyone, be it for different kinds of business, or be it for research projects or for a certain call. So all of that will be possible, and we will also tailor, you know, some of the program to the participants. So if there is an interest in certain calls, of course, we can always have the focus according to that.
Good, thank you.
Do we have more questions?
It seems not. But of course, if there are more questions later on, you are free to contact us. I will share right now the emails, even if you must have them already, of Sabrina and Lise, to who, if you wish to participate in the mission in May, you can confirm your attendance. We would like you, if it's possible, to confirm the participation before 8th of April. So it will give us the time to fine-tune your, to organize your individual meetings as well. Okay, well, so that's it. Thank you so much to all of you for attending this meeting, to all of our speakers as well, that you will have the opportunity to meet during the trip in May. We hope that this webinar was of interest to you, and that you wish to know more and visit our beautiful region. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you very much, and have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We will make available the presentations and we'll inform everybody about it by email when they are available.
Yes, that's right. Thank you, Sabrina. Yes, we'll send it by email after the webinar with the program and the presentations.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.